But I just want to say welcome, guys. Welcome. This is Cookie Dialogue.
Yeah.
We're going to have some conversations,
Uh-huh.
and we're going to bust some cookies down.
There you go.
Courtesy of Insomnia Cookies. Not sponsored, by the way.
Right.
Not sponsored.
Right. In favor of.
In favor of. In favor of, right? Yeah, so we got cookies in for, if there's anyone here that, doesn't like cookies, I don't know who would. We have some grapes.
You got me.
We have some grapes.
I didn't see, I was around when you were shifting and shuffling, but I didn't see that.
Yeah, we have some grapes, so feel free.
I might dibble and dabble on a little bit of both.
You look like a dabbler.
Yeah. I'm more like a dibbler.
Nah, but seriously, I want to talk about gratitude today, man. So thank you guys for joining me again. Josh Thompson, right? Yeah. We have Deanna, I'm so sorry. Deanna Vicioso. We got Justin Nin. Beautiful Janiyah Simone. And I want to talk gratitude with you guys. I want to talk about how we practice gratitude in life, how, what does that look like. We have some prompts here as well in this little lantern, so we're going to be, pulling from this every now and then, see what comes up, and we take it from there. Speaking of gratitude, is there anything particular you guys are grateful for right now in this moment? Because, the big season is here.
It is.
The turkey season is here.
Honestly, I'm just grateful I'm one day closer to living one more life, one more year. That's
one
it.
day closer to living
one more year. Just one day closer.
How about you, Just?
Something I'm grateful for?
In this moment.
In this moment.
Yeah. Trees?
I'm grateful to be healthy right now. Like, my body just feels good right now. I'm very grateful for that. I get to wake up, work out, unbothered, But yeah, man, health is there was a time in my life where I couldn't even run, and just being able to wake up and run, I'm grateful for that. So,
I feel that.
How are you?
For me, it's the same thing. Funny you said that. Grateful for my health, my mental health. One, I've been battling that for years, mental health, and I finally feel like I'm in a much healthier space mentally and physically. My health is definitely in a better place. Watching what I eat, what I drink, what I do, what I consume, I'm very particular, even more particular now than ever.
Yeah, I kind of just want to dive into this and see what happens, I want to see what happens. Who wants to pick one?
I'll do it.
You if you do it, you get a cookie, you know that, right?
Okay.
Don't touch the peanut butter.
Okay. A partner who struggles to express gratitude but deeply feels it, or one who effortlessly expresses gratitude but might not always genuinely mean it.
That's a would you rather question.
I could tell you exactly what I would rather right now. I would rather have somebody who deeply feels it, but it's hard for them to express it because even though words might not be, he could have other ways to show it, and I would be happy with that.
Yo, just hearing you read it, I was like, dang, what relationship was I just in or something? I don't know why I was feeling that, but yes, I agree with you, of course, because I'm really all about just the raw emotion and feel and the genuine feeling. I think that is so dope and so lost, especially in this time, or the culture of this time. So yeah, I would, of course we all want to see someone show some kind of gratitude, but as you said, maybe they don't express it in a way that you may be able to understand it right away, but I think you could dive into asking them some questions and start to figure that out,
I understand people don't always have the language. I didn't always have the language, right? But can it be that sometimes people, instead of building that muscle to have the language, because some people may conflate doing things or giving things as a means to replace actual gratitude. And what I'm basically saying is it actually gratitude? Because I don't want things to take the place of gratitude. And it doesn't have to be that you have to have the words. My concern is it really gratitude? Because if you keep doing things and actions okay, but what are the actions that the person may display? I mean, maybe even from you guys, tell me, that would make you say this is true gratitude. There's a difference. There's a difference between giving gifts and doing things. It's a love language, like you could say it's act of service.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to get conflated with gratitude, because maybe I do need a little affirmation from you. I might need to hear you. I may need to feel you, hug you. You may not need to give me anything. But what is like the real meaning of gratitude in a relationship sense when it comes to that?
I feel like gratitude could be shown in so many different ways. Like it could be just somebody respecting you. They're grateful to have you in their life by respecting you.
Right.
So honestly,
I think that's what it is. Because outside of like, okay, I don't know how, okay, but then it can't be replaced by a cookie every week. It can't be replaced by flowers like that's nice. But that's gift giving. Like, you know what I'm saying? And some people substitute that because they don't want to flex the muscle. And well, I showed you that. Don't you think I love you? Like, not necessarily.
I agree with you. I think, I think consideration is the biggest form of respect and gratitude that somebody could have towards somebody else.
Intangibles, basically.
I think you should, you know the person that you're with, right? And you know what you guys have gone through, and like, you would know if he just has a hard time expressing, or, you know, but this is how I know he does this. I come in from work, he has the water running because he knows I like to just go right into the shower right after I come in. You get what I'm saying? So I think you know your partner, you know, but if it's somebody that's filled with all this, you know, toxicity, and he's just like, you know, after he does something wrong, then you know, okay, you're only doing this because of what you did, you know, 2 days ago, blah, blah, blah. But you'll know, you know. But I would definitely choose somebody who, you know, who struggles with expressing, but fully, you know, feels it.
Yeah, because you could teach that. Like, it's easier to teach somebody to just say the words. Like, something as simple as saying thank you. Because you can't really, like, it's hard to replace thank you. But you'd be surprised. There's some people who, like, don't say thank you when you do something for them. Even if they're grateful, like, it's not that they're not thankful.
Yeah.
But if you're in a relationship with somebody, you could definitely teach them, like, you know, start saying thank you, like little things. It's like when you teach a little kid, like, say please and thank you.
Yeah, it's crazy you brought that up, because we have conversations about this all the time. Like, even difficulty with receiving gratitude. Like, people would tell me thank you for something, and I'm like, I'm frozen, bro. Like, you don't have to do that. I want to do this thing for you. Like, you know, get that away from me. You get what I'm saying?
Don't say nothing.
You know, like, it's for a long time. I still struggle with it right now, bro.
Even compliments.
Yeah, even compliments.
Do you feel like that's like a wall to kind of like keep you like I would say like just keep that genuine nature of just doing something because from the bottom of your heart you mean it? You know what I'm saying? Because I could say for myself as well, like if I feel as though someone's probably pouring on a lot of like, you know, thank yous and stuff, and I'm really in my heart, I'm like I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, thank you for saying thank you. You know, but any further than that, like, do understand, like, whatever I do, it's not because of like your response to it, it's because it came from, you know, my heart. So
I be feeling like I get in the way of them showing their gratitude for what I did too, you know. So sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what to say here.
That little light bulb, like, because there's people who be like, thank you, thank you, thank you every day, like, always asking for favors, things of that nature, and like, they'll be the ones that just say grateful things. Like, they sound so grateful, but you're like, you'll reach a point where like, I'm being used, and they're kind of just using this fake
Those
gratitude.
are the ones.
You know what I mean?
Those are the ones that over-express it, but don't really, you know, mean it.
Yeah.
all right, so true or false? A relationship will not thrive if one person is more or less expressive of gratitude than the other.
I think generally it's true if you don't show, if there's no reciprocity. You know, everything, like, if I know how to cook and you don't, you know, right now, it doesn't, and I shouldn't go and complain and be like, I cook more than you, right? It's like I can teach you and then it can balance out, right? Like, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and I think we can contribute in different ways or similar ways, and naturally somebody's gonna do something more than the other. Maybe I'm gonna wash the dishes 5 times more than you because of circumstances or whatever. But generally across the board, I think you wanna check off more than less. You know, you want to give as much as possible, not because you're keeping score. And I think people think like you're keeping score, but it's just like all the burden can't be on one person emotionally, mentally, physically. It just can't, because it's like we always talk about a bank. I always see relationships as a bank. You can't withdraw more than, you know, you can't withdraw more than you're depositing. You just keep taking, and you're not depositing, or you deposit when you feel like, or how you feel like. It's just a balance of give and take, being considerate of what that person needs.
Yeah, like I feel like it could start off like that. Like you could start a relationship with somebody and have this this difference, like a huge difference in personality, like showing acts of gratitude. But over time, if they don't balance out, it's just gonna like not end well, you know?
Yeah, right. Eventually, somebody's gonna feel like they're, you know, they're being, you know, pressured. Like they're just, you know, getting the short end of the stick.
Not sustainable. I think.
Yeah, it's not sustainable at all.
Well, I would say just in regards to, like, you know, you spoke about cooking. You know what I'm saying?
The jerk chicken is calling you.
I show my gratitude by cleaning the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you definitely gonna get a thank you. I appreciate it. You know, now that don't mean I wouldn't try to cook. Right. You know, me trying to cook wouldn't be my gratitude. My gratitude would be like, yo, you did that. Right. Like,
Here's my thing, right? I express gratitude like that to an appreciation, right? But not like that. I cook, right? I cook, and when I cook, I get very sensitive, because you can't just tell me that it was nice, sir, it's delicious. I want the full
Because you put your foot in it.
Right, and if I don't get it, it becomes not a show of gratitude or appreciation again. Now I'm pissed off because, yo, I just cooked this steak medium well, perfectly. Truffle fries with cheese, rosemary on top, and the butter. And all you gonna tell me is that it's nice? I know that. I was the one that made it. I know that. Tell me something else, you know? Are you picking up a certain flavor in there that, you know, you're not used to?
Could I use a little bit more salt?
Like, could I use salt?
but that's where I come into play in a relationship. Yeah. When you cook it, you know I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Yeah. You know, and if it ain't up to par, now I'm gonna tell you where it was and where it wasn't at. But my gratitude kick in when I really would say, like, yo, I appreciate it so much. Like, think either way, I'm gonna eat it. Yeah. I'm gonna try to finish it. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, I'm definitely gonna finish it because I love to eat. But you know, that's where my gratitude comes in. Now I'm gonna look at the trash. And decipher how I'm gonna take that out for you, you know. But you know, and then that goes to say, you know, just the gratitude after that too, which goes a long way. It's just like, thank you for taking the trash out.
Yeah, it would be like a stretch if now, like, I cooked and, you know, prepped and all of that, and then you give me the thank you, and then you take it a step further and you don't think, well, let me wash the dishes. And carry the trash. If you expecting me to do that too, that's reciprocity. It's like, damn, I ain't a slave now.
If I cook.
You clean, like give, take, you know. Let's hear what this one.
Here. Mommy made me mash my M&Ms. Okay, what valuable life lessons have you learned from practicing gratitude? Took me back just now, like reading. Fourth grade trauma, just reading.
I want to say healing. Huh? I feel like gratitude is healing.
Healing.
In many ways, even when you're going through something difficult, as you start to look around and just start to appreciate things that you easily just breeze past on your day-to-day, you know? Waking up, the moment you wake up, it's like, yo, okay, there's a reason to be thankful, to show some kind of gratitude, because you know that gives you another opportunity. Even if you may wake up with a little ache on your side or something like that, something on your mind, it's like, yo, you know, I may be one step closer towards, you know, moving past this, you know. So I say it's healing. Even when you're struggling, you're going through those things, like it begins to have some kind of kickback and fight back towards what you're going.
For me, it's like gratitude is like a strength. Like when I really unlocked it to its fullest, like,
I love King.
Nah, it's really like a strength because
he unlocked.
Yeah, because I've always been grateful, but days where I'd wake up and I'd, let's say, be like upset or negative emotions would flow in about like my situation at the moment. Learning how to be grateful taught me how to like in those moments really look around like my life, look at like my surroundings, the people around me, the setting I'm in. Like once you learn to be grateful for every step along the way, it just gives you the strength, because it's like there is no such thing as failure when you're truly grateful. You know, because in every scenario, if you're alive, that's something to be grateful for, and that'll give you strength to just keep pursuing, you know?
Yeah,
I like that.
that's big.
I think for me, you know, I understand and I know what it feels like when your cup is like full, right? And when your cup is full, sometimes it blinds you from what you have and what's available to you. And I think the biggest and most greatest valuable lesson that I've learned is that I already had everything. I already had it within me. I already had it around me. You know, I was just blinded for a moment when the pain and the trauma and, you know, my environment, you know, just felt like everything crumbled on top of me, that even when it did, God had already given me a hammer and a screw and a shovel to dig my way out. I was just too focused on, you know, the calamity. I'm too focused on the rubble. But I have everything that I need to get myself up out of it. And I'm so grateful. It's like, because now I'm at the top of the rubble and I'm looking down on it and I'm like, I did it, I'm out. And like you said earlier, like I would never go back there again. Like not in the sense that I won't see rubble again. I won't face trials and tribulations again, but it won't have the same effect. And I know that the tools will always be there, and I have permission to use them. Sometimes I don't think we give ourselves permission to be happy, to be grateful, to express gratitude. Literally, we get blocked in our energy centers in our body, and that's why we can't.
Yeah, at some point in our lives, we I don't know if somebody taught us to like forget the tools that we do have for real though. It's like it took me a while to remember that I have everything that I need. You know, that I had every single thing that I needed, right? Looking outward versus internal, right? And when you said something just now, I don't remember specifically what, but I remember what it brought to mind. And I don't know if you've ever read The Alchemist. Have you ever read The Alchemist? I know King's read The Alchemist, and Janai's about to read The Alchemist. But there's this excerpt from there where, you know, he was sleeping in an old church. Santiago, this kid, he was sleeping in an old church, and he used his jacket as a blanket because that's all he had, right? And then I guess that morning or whatever the case may be, or the day after, he had the jacket in his hand, but it was so hot. You know, when you get hot, you don't want to have nothing on you. And he was like frustrated that he had to carry this jacket around. But then he remembered, this jacket keeps me warm at night. You get what I'm saying? And that made him feel better about carrying this thing. So we have to remember those things, you know, those little things that we might look past in life, you know.
Is there something in your life you realize you haven't been appreciating enough?
Hit that one again.
Is there something in your life you realize you haven't been appreciating enough? And myself. Can I preach?
Preach!
Well. No, I haven't been appreciated. I think that's the root. You know, when I've always been like naturally empathetic. And I remember when I first heard like people say like the analogy about, well, when you're on an airplane, you gotta save yourself first before you try to save anybody. I will try to save somebody else before I save my damn self. That's always been my nature, to put other people first. And I think some of it is nature, some of it is nurture. You know, how I, grew up, and, the little messaging that you may get in your environment, like you have to put somebody else's emotions or what they feel first so that you can, keep the peace and all of those things. But that kind of taught me not to look out for me enough. Especially like in my later years, like I just stopped looking out for myself, caring for myself. And if I'm gonna be good to anybody else, I gotta be good to myself first. So, yeah.
I completely agree with that. I am a people pleaser to my core. I cannot handle people not being happy with me because I chose to not do something. You know what I mean? So, like she said, I'm learning to put myself first and saying no, even though I don't want to very badly.
So is that a part of the reason why you showed up today?
Yeah.
You knew it was coming, right?
I was like, yeah, you set us up.
Yeah. I mean, has its strengths. Exactly.
If it's too much on the extreme, it can be a terrible weakness.
Yeah.
Extreme people pleasing is not fun. The thing is, it creates moments of your life that you're not gonna appreciate, that you could have avoided if you could have just
It's
decided.
literally what got me into my depression.
Yeah.
Literally.
Everybody
Yep.
else except yourself.
Then you can't see the lines.
Yeah.
Gotta learn how to say no. I'm
Can't
trying
see the
to.
lines at all.
Clearly, I'm
think
still
that-
trying to.
On your end, do you think it was more nature? Like I said, I know it was my nature, but it wasn't always like that. But I think later it was more nurtured. Like what?
It's always been my nature to just have people be happy at me, even if it costs my own happiness. You know what I mean?
You know, for me, it's silence. You get what I'm saying? Like, I haven't been appreciating that. Like, I would go out my way to remove myself from silence. Just, this is too quiet. I need the TV, the radio on, and we need to talk. We just talk about anything. You know, and I'm now, beginning to, appreciate that. You know, it allows me to hear myself. It allows me to even prioritize myself. Just being away from people, in solitude, things like that.
Yeah, and that's a good one. It's crazy you said that, because just recently I started appreciating silence. Because I'm always like, I grew up in a pretty silent house. Like, we're not very loud people. We don't we wouldn't talk much. I mean, I'll talk to my siblings here and there and stuff. But just spending time alone, like my schedule was like opposite from everybody in my house. So I'd be home in the day and then go to work in the afternoon. And so just being there silent, I started appreciating that I could just sit around for like an hour, just 1 hour, just like looking out the window, looking at the birds without like being interrupted.
You know, Carmelo Anthony spoke about, especially his time in Portland, how he would go on walks every single night, and how, and if you watch how he played and how he would kind of like, finished out his career, there was a certain peace to him. There was a certain just joy that he had with the game. Yeah, and my father always say that to me as well. He just like, sometimes I just go outside and I just look up. It's like, we don't look up enough, And I internalized that. And part of my gratitude, as I said, was like vacation, Caribbean. But the biggest part about that is that, what comes to mind is the Caribbean side of Costa Rica, which I like to go to often because of those reasons. Like, just the beach, just the land, just to feel, just to sit there. And
Women. Wow. Go ahead.
That's nature.
Yeah. Every now and then, nature needs a little nurture. Right? Every now and then.
That's nature. But, but what's crazy? My first time in Costa Rica, I probably, before I even went outside to be outside, it was like a whole month I had spent in Costa Rica, and I was just going to the beach, watching the sunrise and the sunset, and just to my own, because it was doing something for me. I didn't know exactly why, completely why I was there and what it was exactly that I needed, but I could just start to feel this overwhelming just change, and as we say, the silence in nature, But,
go ahead.
To say what I feel as though, with the question.
So you haven't been
Yeah. I would say myself as well. That's exactly what I was going to go to. Yeah, myself as well. Yeah.
It's big. I don't know, I like the fact that you brought up vacations and stuff, because that's, Instagram is overcrowded with that shit. You get what I'm saying? I kind of want to take the conversation there and just what does that do to, you, or what do you think that it could do to a person to just see that every day someone is somewhere where they're not, and we see how people express, gratitude or, appreciation online. What do you think of that right now and where?
I say, it's so easy to get, and the culture has now become, it didn't happen if you don't see it. Right? Mm-hmm. And we're almost basing people's social value or people's value based upon social media. Mm-hmm. When you meet someone who you haven't met before, whether there's a certain interest to them or not, one of the first things they say is, well, let me see your Instagram. Based upon whatever I have on there, this person may or may not feel as though they're interested into in whatever form that could be, whether it's work, whether it's relationships or anything. Yeah. So I think that, like what you were saying, seeing people on vacation all the time, seeing people living a lifestyle that, is always in a way of like, yo, I want that, I need that, or I'm not there, or I'm not doing that, or this is what I got to do to get there. Right. And you spoke about that as well. It's to your mental health, and just in regards to just being grateful and having gratitude for what's around you and what you're doing. It's so easy for people to do that.
That is a nice way to end. I want to say that, did we learn anything from this conversation today? You did?
Be grateful.
Be grateful. The power of being grateful. And that's literally what I wanted to, attach into. How can we go about being more grateful in our day-to-day life and use it as a practice, use it as like a literal tool. Like just from being grateful, you can come up from under anything. You get what I'm saying? Just see the positive and the negative. You get me? So, that's what I've been trying to do for this entire year, and that's why this being the first Melody Village Cookie Dialogue, podcast / discussion, I wanted to tap into this because I do really appreciate what we have going on, for Melody Village and the people that we brought together and what we're doing. We're 4 events in, right? 4 or 3? 3? 3 events in, and it's growing steady. It's not going too fast, and we're learning along the way, and I'm really grateful for that. So I just, in the spirit of what's about to happen, Turkey Day, Janiyah waiting for the yams, But yeah, I know. But yeah, again, I want to thank you guys for joining us. This is Melody Village. This is Cookie Dialogue. Hope you enjoy the conversation, and if you have anything you might want to add, just throw it in the comments when we, post this thing. Josh, turkey at the table, yes or no?
Oh, absolutely.
Turkey at the table?
I don't like turkey.
Nah. Collard greens, yams.
I'm gonna eat a little bit. I'm gonna just taste it. Yeah, I'm gonna taste the wing.
I want to take the wing.
So that's turkey. Y'all gonna eat turkey at the table?
No, just the wing maybe.
I mean, like turkey at the center of the table.
Oh.
Man.
I thought you meant like is it gonna be amongst the spread?
Nah, like do you want it at the center of the table? Do you want that turkey?
No, we got spreads.
You got spreads.
Yeah. Fried turkey?
My family erased the turkey and put like a whole goddamn pork shoulder, pig shoulder at the center of the table. That's what we do.
Exactly.
But before we even wrap it up, I just want to thank again the Craft Makers, man. Thank you guys for coming through and doing this. Thank you for doing this.
For real.
Hopefully we could do it again. We will do it again. Yeah. All right? Y'all have anything y'all want to say? Any shout outs? What do you want to do?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having us here. Thank you for having us speak on gratitude, because I think just for the simple fact that now if we need it, everyone else needs it. And moving forward, I'm gonna take so much from each and every single one of you.
Of course.
And utilize it.
We're meant to learn from each other, right? Yeah.
Grateful for this.
Yeah, of course. The insight and experiences is what I wanted to, display. Like everybody showed, things from their side and what they go through and how they've, found the positive and the negative. That's just the big thing. If we can learn how to do that, superheroes, bro. That's it. Thank you guys again for joining us. My name is Norman Alexander. This is Cookie Dialogue. I did that professionally, didn't I?
Right.
That's it.
It's a wrap.